Folks, I almost screwed that up. We have a big show for you today, as a lot of stuff to talk about. Um, I
It's
don't even
about
know where to
average
start
size.
with Kevin.
It's about average size.
Yeah, you
It's
shut the
not big.
hell up.
It's about average size. This might be actually too big. This might be too long for most people. Like this might be too much. People probably don't like it this big. But that being said, I'm sure you want to ask me how my week was, and it's doing well. I might be accepting a new position in Niagara Falls School District. Hopefully, I'll get more information tomorrow morning about that. But they're like not answering my questions that are really important to know before I leave my current job. But that's life, and you're not even listening to me because you're watching TV because you're being a real a-hole. Your
I heard
turn.
you. They're not answering your questions. There's news going on in the world of sports. This is a sports show. I'm trying to find out more. So,
Okay.
to start this off, we're gonna try a new flavor of hard Mountain Dew. It's a watermelon.
Oh.
This is it. I've tried all the other three. That's probably my second favorite one. Actually, wait a minute. It was a bad aftertaste. Spent down there with black cherry.
I heard that those aren't that good. That they're kind
They're
of
not.
crappy. They're kind of
The
bad from
only
what I've heard.
the only one I like that I'd have again, like routinely, is the Baja Blast one.
Oh, I mean that's Baja Blast, though. So how could you
Yeah,
not have the Baja Blast? That's self-explanatory. I'm with you there.
yeah. I mean, the rest of them really weren't that. Like the watermelon one's okay. The black cherry one's okay. The Mountain Dew one was compared to regular Mountain Dew. So maybe.
So which one's better, the Pepsi or the Mountain Dew?
What do you mean the Pepsi?
The Coke. Sorry, the Coke. The hard.
That's not
The
Bud
hard.
Light. That's not
Oh,
a.
that's
That's
Bud
not.
Light.
That's Bud
Yeah,
Light, not Coke.
but Bud Light basically has those pops. Which one would you prefer?
I'd rather have the hard sodas.
The hard sodas. That's what I meant. Because you brought that to Jake's that one time, and that was really good. Really, really good.
Yeah, it was, and I think I didn't have to finish one of yours. Like I think you had the cherry Coke one, and I had or cherry cola, and I still had to finish that for you.
Yeah, I think so. I think you had to. Because one of them wasn't. I don't think I liked the cherry cola one, but the orange one was good. I remember the orange one being good.
Yeah, I mixed it with vanilla vodka once. That is potent.
Oh, that sounds good. Wow. Vanilla vodka in general. I don't think I've had vanilla vodka. That sounds good. That sounds like you can mix it with almost anything and be delicious. Wow. That's very, very interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it was good. But like I said, it was very potent. But
you want to take a guess about how long school is away?
less than a month.
It's 6 weeks. You announced this 6 weeks? Deshaun Watson's suspension. 6 weeks away. 6 weeks is the guy has. 6 weeks. 6 weeks. The same amount that Ben Roethlisberger got for one sexual assault. The same thing that DeAndre Hopkins got for smoking some drugs.
He didn't smoke weed. He didn't smoke weed.
From doing drugs. About a third of the amount of time that Calvin Ridley has gotten for betting on games in the NFL when he was inactive and not on an NFL, was not playing, was not on a facility, wasn't doing that. And about 21 less games than Josh Gordon got for smoking marijuana is what Deshaun Watson got for those sex allegations. He got 6 games. And looking at the Browns' schedule, they could easily win 4 of those 6 games at the beginning of their season. Not easily, but they could. So the Browns are still in this. I know that this hasn't. I don't think official rule from. This isn't official from the commissioner. I think this was from that second resource.
To L. Robinson, the third party.
Yeah, the third party. So Goodell still has a chance to make it right, and I'm hoping he does so. However, with them trying to do the right thing, that's going to cause some issues. It could get the NFL in some legal issues with Sean Watson's party. You're gonna have to turn down that TV. It's way too loud.
Is it? Fuck.
I can't hear myself think.
What the fuck? Yes, you can. Shut up.
No, I can't. I honestly can't.
God damn it.
Can Rocky Winner 99 tell him that it's really loud?
Shut the fuck up, Kevin.
Whoa, we didn't even make it.
Yeah, we didn't make it 6 minutes.
7 minutes.
Okay. Let's get into everything I've seen from Deshaun Watson. Like you said, he's only getting 6 weeks. Did you happen to read the report that was released by her?
No, I did not. This is my vacation. I do not read.
So, in her report, it was only 16 pages long, so I was like, okay, I can read this. In her report, she said that it was nonviolent sexual harassment, assault, whatever the hell she called it. And that if it was up to her, she would give a full. Trout did not get traded. If it was up to her, Watson would be suspended for a year. But
okay,
because of the NFL's rules that are in place with the CBA and how everything is along with it, because it's a non-violent sexual assault, they can all under her understanding they can only give her 6 games.
With her interpretation of the rules, she sees it only being 6 games due to the pre-existing rules the NFL has. Okay, I guess I get that. However, that is.
But.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Under the detriment of the league, which is what they or actions detrimental to the NFL. That's one of the 3 things they listed. Didn't they get Sean Payton a year for a bounty?
Yep, a year, full year. I watched the movie about that recently.
So that's why I kind of like. There's a lot of things going into this that I don't understand, and like that's one of them. So like, and this is another thing. Like you can get mad at the NFL, but it's really not on them. I mean, it is to a point. Like in the CBA, like the players and league both argue it, but it's not just on the NFL. It's on the NFLPA for the CBA and whatnot. But this was a third party saying this. This is a third party that had nothing to do with either Deshaun Watson, the NFL, NFLPA, had nothing to do with any of them, or even the 24 women. This is a judge that said, okay, he can get 6 games. So that's just it.
So I want this judge to come back and do Calvin Ridley and see how long Calvin Ridley should be suspended for. And, revisit Josh Gordon's 25-game suspension that he's had over his career because he smoked marijuana. Yeah,
marijuana was illegal then, so it's nothing they can do.
But I'm just saying, like, Deshaun Watson has 24 sex allegations against him, and Josh Gordon smoked marijuana. Like, is that the bar?
Let's get the time machine out, Kevin. We'll worry about that.
Is that the bar, though? I mean, same thing with Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger sexually assaulted 1 woman, got 6 games. This is multiple. However, we could sit here and talk about this the whole time, but we all know my opinion.
And we're going to, because that was not the only point I was going to make. So yeah, there's that. We all saw Kyle Brandt make his his rant, and I agreed with everything he said. Then there's people on Instagram that I've seen and Twitter and whatnot, and I'm gonna break my own rule again here because they said that the 6 games is enough because Watson sat out last year. No,
That was choice. That was all his choice.
Watson sat out because it was his choice. That the fact that you want to bring up him sitting out on his choice, still getting paid for this, is bullshit.
And I mean, Le'Veon Bell sat out too. I mean, there's no difference between what Le'Veon Bell did and Deshaun Watson. No difference at all.
Watson quit on the Texans. That's what all it came down to with him sitting out. That's it. That's what it is. You can say whatever you want about everything else, but as far as he was concerned, he was done with the Texans. The Texans knew that, but they didn't want to trade him, so he sat out and collected game checks. It was not a suspension. It was not a punishment. It was him saying, "Okay, I'm done. You guys go do you."
Yeah. And now you just have to consider here where the NFL is that that was a personal choice of Deshaun Watson was to set out that season last year, and also it probably worked out better for him if he did. Clearly, I mean, now he's on a brand new team and he's making the largest contract ever, and he got a slap on the wrist for something that would have put a lot of other people who weren't in the NFL in jail for a long time.
So yeah.
So
and that's another point I just forgot about. So I was expecting 8 or 9 games. I was like, okay, he's gonna get half a year because there's really nothing they can prove. But 24 is a lot. And they're gonna have to do something about that. But then there was a comment that made me think. I was like, oh, wait a minute, that actually makes a lot of sense. So the NFL it should have been an all or nothing type thing with this, where he gets 0 games because the NFL feels like he's innocent and these are all wrong, or he gets the max suspension because they feel, oh, he did it.
Yeah, there's no in between here. There's no in between. You can't. And you're absolutely right. That's really good.
And that's where I was in between because you can't prove it. Like there's as much as it's gonna sound horrible for me to say, you can't prove it because it's all he said she said stuff right now. Granted, it's 24. It's 24 women. So
and it's reported that he had 77 different masseuses in 67 in a span of 13 months or so.
17
months. So I mean, like, normally I don't get massages, but I kind of feel like I don't know, I'm very uneducated, but what I would take out of this is just like how you get a haircut. You go to a barber and you like that guy, that person that cuts your hair. Do you go back to that person every single time? Yeah, you make an appointment with that guy. And I'm sure it's the same thing when it comes to massages. You make an appointment with that same person. You don't need 67 people, different people.
It's also funny, but at the same time messed up. So a clause in this Deshaun Watson thing for him not to get punished further is he can only visit the masseuses that are hired by the team, and at the team facilities.
Oh, I wouldn't want to do that. If I was any of the masseuses, I would refuse to do Deshaun Watson. Also, I'm a guy, and him, whacking off underneath this towel would freak me out a little bit. But yeah.
So yeah, I forgot again. You reminded me of something else. So in Sue L. Robinson's report, she said that it's not uncommon for men to get erections during massages.
Yeah, I've been reading that up, that it's not uncommon. However, you have to have some self-control to not do anything while having that arousal.
you have to. He had a towel on it, not like a regular like bath towel. He had a Gatorade towel. I can go get a Gatorade towel right now if just show you how small. But
Were you thinking Deshaun Watson's packing? Is that what you're assuming?
well, what's going to cover you more, a bed sheet or like they usually use, or a Gatorade towel?
True. So he brought his own towel. This man knew exactly what he was doing. He brought his own fucking towel. You can't tell me that. God, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, I also don't know how he. I guess the scientific term is ejaculated on a one of the masseuse's arms, but
I'm
that
sure
happened apparently.
he got a little bit more into it than just getting a hard on. I'm assuming he must have done some kind of physical touching of sorts.
All right, I think that's enough for Watson today, because I think both of us are just gonna sit here and make jokes. Well, not joke. Shouldn't say make jokes, but like.
But yeah, no. We've said enough about Deshaun Watson. We both think he's a piece of shit, and he won't be his high overall in Madden next year. So that's just how it is, at least in our franchises.
Set a bad precedent.
No, not as bad as I've done some bad things, but I have not once talked to players and coaches while under contracts with other teams, just like the Miami Dolphins did. They have been allegations, and the NFL has decided to take the 2023 first round pick from the Dolphins, and I believe the 2024 third round pick away because they were talking to Tom Brady while he was under
And
contract
Sean
in
Payton.
both New England and Tampa Bay, and Sean Payton as the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. So this punishment came out today, I believe, correct?
Yes.
So this is fairly new, but nothing was talked about, or any punishment was handed down due to the accused misconducts of their former coach in Brian Flores, which I don't think is totally surprising, because that is just it's hard to rule on a subject that is so. It's hard to have an opinion and make a claim on something unless it was blatant. And just because you feel something does not mean that the person was in the wrong. So I think it would be hard. I'm not saying what the Dolphins did was right. However, it would be hard for Brian Flores to prove that it was a total due to his race. But this ruling did come down today, and what's your thoughts on this?
So, did you add the Stephen Ross 1.5 million fine?
No, I did not.
Yeah, the Dolphins owner Stephen Ross. That's also why I'm wearing the Tua Tagovailoa jersey. I'm not going to say his full name, as Kevin learned what it is today. But Stephen Ross was fined $1 million. He's 1.5 million. He's also suspended until I think this has October 22nd of this year, which I don't know what, like, is he just barred from the stadium during games or whatnot? And then I think their team president cannot go to any league meetings, and I think there was also a fine. I don't know how much it was for,
I think
but
it was, yeah, I'll pull it up real fast. I saw it. It's at least I think it's 1.5 million.
no, he's not getting. No, that was Stephen Ross, the owner, not the team
Oh,
president. But
owner suspended.
yeah, this is something everyone, I shouldn't say suspected, but this is a rumor that came out this year after Brady retired. They thought, oh yeah, the Dolphins are gonna get him, and then when something was shot down. This Brady unretired came back. Well, he will be coming back, and the Dolphins now are with Tua Tagovailoa and
Yeah.
Harry Kill, and no Sean Payton or Tom Brady.
So, I mean, you can consider that there's some winners and losers with that whole ordeal. But the one thing you can't say is that Tyler Reddick's a loser because he wins at
God
the
damn it,
Indy 500, I'm assuming. Correct? This
No.
weekend?
No.
Oh, well, not the Indy 500, just that Indy. I don't know what that means, but.
They raced the Indy road course, Kevin, not the oval.
Oh,
but
well.
Kevin needs to get better at NASCAR stuff. But I was not ready to move on yet because I was still wanting to talk about the Dolphins and that whole ordeal. But I guess we'll move on. So Tyler Reddick pulls out his second victory of the year in controversy. Not really his controversy, but Ross Chastain. I'm gonna pull up the video. Actually, forget this. But Ross Chastain cut the Texas road was longer. Found himself in the midst of the lead because he by cutting the track.
Oh, that sounds bad.
Just a little bit.
Sounds like some cheating.
I thought it was earlier.
So did he do this numerous times?
No, it was only one. It was only the final restart he did it. As far and Denny Hamlin got away with it first. That's what I don't like. Where's the last lap? What happened was because I'll show on the video. You'll see, but you'll see him just go down and miss the turn.
Whoa, that sounds like cheating.
Well, NASCAR's excuse for why they didn't penalize Hamlin is because there was a longer
route to get there.
Yeah.
So then, why is it a big deal then if it was longer?
Because he got around people and it ended up. If this will go, maybe not. Can you see the cursor too, or is that?
Yep, cursor's there.
Reddick and Allmendinger trying to the win.
What I do? Nope, that's not what I want to do.
Reddick has to go down the block.
Better restart that.
This is such a good show, don't you guys think?
Okay.
What the heck? Oh my!
The dumbest formation in New England Patriots history.
Forget this. You can watch it on your own. It's on
YouTube.
Because I'm not gonna sit here and mess with it. But so he went down like I said, he went down the Access Road, came back in second. I mean, actually, he came in first in front of Reddick. And Reddick's like, am I allowed to pass him? Am I allowed to do I move on the way? And even Reddick's spotter said that's bullshit. Get it back on his radio when it happened. So. I mean, NASCAR said, yeah, I'm getting a 30-second penalty for that. So.
Oh, so what did that drop his placement to for his 30 seconds?
His second place finish went to 27th.
Wow, in 30 seconds. Wow,
but
that's
because
insane.
He's already locked in. It was a chance just to try to get more playoff points. So, I mean, it really doesn't hurt him that much.
So correct me if I'm wrong. If you win a race, you're automatically in the playoffs. But it's also if you don't win, you can get points. And a top how many racers make it to the playoffs?
So 16 race drivers will make the playoffs. Theoretically, one win will get you in, and we haven't seen a winner not make the playoffs yet in this format.
Okay.
But
so technically it doesn't. But just because winning gets you so many points, normally
a win and you're pretty much you're pretty much in.
Okay,
that's what it comes down to. But if you have 17 winners, or the points leader, if the points leader at the end of the regular season does not have a win, he's automatically in. So if you have 16 winners in Kevin Harvick or someone is the points leader and doesn't have a win, he's automatically in, and the 16th winner is out.
Oh, okay.
It wouldn't be the last winner, it'd be the lowest one in points.
So, question, what happens if there's 16 races? right?
26 races before the playoffs.
26 races. So what would happen if there's a racer that wins numerous races? Is that just going to
He gets more playoff points.
more playoff points? Does that make it so a racer who technically did not win any races could jump in besides just being number one, the highest in points?
Yeah, I mean, if right now they have 14 winners so far this year who are going to who right now they're going to be in the playoffs with one maybe right now there's depending on how long he's going to be out for because he has concussion. He could fall out of the threshold. You have to be top 30 in points if you win. And we don't know if he's going to fall out of it. He could fall out and that would not allow for another points person to win.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Oh, so is that the end for that? When's the deadline for playoffs in NASCAR?
It would be Daytona after the Daytona race. I think it's August 27th.
Oh, so it's coming up fast. Almost like the deadline for
4 races. 4 races to go.
4 races ago. That's 4. Oh, wow. Yeah. So there's another deadline that happened today, and it was the MLB trade deadline that happened today. And again, I'm not a huge baseball fan, but I did a quick little scroll on my my sports app, and there's some active teams that I saw. I don't know if these are good moves or what, because I don't really know that much about baseball. But the last couple things that I saw was the Angels made a couple trades there at the end. The Cubs made a few, and the Dodgers. There's a lot of trades. Yankees got they did trade away Joey.
Yeah, so I'm looking at something right now of 6 players the Yankees got. Andrew Benintendi, Harrison Bader, Frankie Montas, Scott Efros, Lou Trevino, and Clayton Beater all become Yankees today.
Wow. Benintendi. That's cool. Is he still good as he used to be?
I would think so. He's hitting like 350. Actually, I think it's like 314 actually.
I know he used to be one of the best players in baseball at some time, but I also don't keep track of his baseball.
You're thinking of Betts, not Benintendi.
No. Oh. No, Benintendi. Oh, well, did he play for the Red Sox? Maybe I'm thinking of him.
Yes.
Oh, outfielder or third baseman?
Outfielder.
Interesting. Anything crazy that happened? Trout did not get traded, which we had someone who was interested in that. Was that rumored that Trout was going to get traded?
I don't think it ever was. I think he was talking about Ohtani. Ohtani was the one who was there was rumors about being traded. Trout has such a long contract that the Angels will probably never get rid of him.
That's what I thought. I mean, again, not knowing that much about baseball, but I knew it was such a long contract. So we just talked about that not too long ago about NFL contracts, MLB contracts being so long in duration. But anything else to add on to?
The Angels did trade away Notice in regard to the Phillies. The Orioles got Brett Phillips. Wow. Jorge, I'm watching stuff now. Jorge Lopez is going to go from the Orioles to the Twins because their Twins need a lot of help. Blue Jays. Oh my God, the Blue Jays got Whit Merrifield. Juan Soto was the big. I shouldn't say big winner, but that was the big trade of the day. It happened at noon when I was asleep. I woke up and was like, "What the hell?" I honestly didn't think he was getting traded this year. But Soto, he's going from the Nationals to San Diego, and that's a wild trade to me that happened. It almost didn't happen because Eric Hosmer's like, "Yeah, I don't want to go. I'm not going to the Nationals." He flexed his no trade clause and rejected going to the Nationals. Yes, I am.
You missed that. You're late.
Punish him, Mr. Capstick. Punish him.
I can't do that to Who's the Wolf. He's a good guy. Yeah, he didn't get punishment like the Judgment Day did on Saturday night. When Edge made his spectacular return to help Dominic and Rey Mysterio beat the Judgment Day. And there's some other very, very cool hey, you know what? I'm your biggest fan, bud. I want you to know that. I actually really enjoyed SummerSlam this weekend. You could definitely tell that creatives in brand new hands, and is going to be taken a little bit more seriously compared to the last regime of Vince McMahon. Overall, that match, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, was insane. I think overall the wrestling in the match wasn't spectacular, but the things that they did, I think, was amazing. The ring, the just all of it. I don't care for the finish, throwing things on top of it. And you know what? In this chat brings up a good point. Monday Night Raw. I've mentioned before on here that Monday Night Raw is unwatchable. I truly enjoyed Monday Night Raw last night. I turned it on at 8 o'clock and I watched it till 11. I had it on that whole time. They had a great storytelling with the two triple threat matches, who the winner would face each other, which turned out to be Ciampa and AJ Styles, which storytelling who's been going in on The Miz and Ciampa, it's been AJ Styles. And so Ciampa won that match. You're going to have Ciampa versus Bobby Lashley, I believe, next week on Raw for the championship. In my opinion, I think that's too close, but I can also see some shenanigans going on to maybe extend that feud a little bit longer. But definitely big things on the direction that WWE's going. I think there was no... Thank you. I don't think there's any title changes last on Friday. No, on Saturday. No title changes. Or Monday night. So titles are still in the same hands. And something they didn't talk about was the Austin Theory when he tried cashing in. Was it an official cash in or not? They did not touch upon that yesterday. It was not. Is that
It
the
wasn't.
final? Okay. Good. That's the way it should have been. But I definitely like the idea that
he should have been able to catch it anyways because it was a last man standing match. How do you put a third person in a last man standing match?
Well, the whole idea was that he was just going to stand over the two people and just win that way. But it didn't end up happening. So
Ronda's been suspended too, but that's just kayfabe stuff because you knew she was going to take more time off because she just had a kid.
Yeah. And that match was okay. I didn't care for the finish of it, but they had to.
Oh, you didn't care for the finish of it. You didn't care for the finish of it. I think I was a Ronda fan.
I think it kind of it made Liv Morgan's championship.
Liv was not winning that match clean.
I know, but she's supposed to be your champion.
To
she needs to be strong, and that did not make her strong.
How do you book her beating Ronda Rousey?
I don't know. They booked themselves in a corner. That's what they did. They booked themselves in a corner with that one.
Not really. Liv got the win.
Maybe have Natalya win and then have Natalya versus Liv Morgan instead.
How do you have Natalya win over?
I don't know. Natalya's a heel. I don't know. She could have done something at Money in the Bank to pull out the win that way, and then have Liv Morgan cash in. I don't know. You're protecting your superstar, your champion. But they didn't. And that's just what happened. I think WWE is going in a great direction. I'm excited to continue to watch Monday Night Raw now. I'm very excited about that. Anything else?
Yeah, I was happy to see Chip. I was disappointed. I thought we'd get Johnny Gargano versus. I shouldn't say I thought, but I hoped we'd get Johnny Gargano back against Seth Rollins.
Yeah, they just took that card. That took that match off the card. Yeah, me too.
I missed that segment because I was trying to drive to work. I missed the end of the Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar match because I had to help a guest who called in to the hotel. So, but
Wasn't me that time.
yeah, SummerSlam was very enjoyable.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't.
I haven't done that in a while. I'm gonna have to do that at some point.
You do gotta cut your balls off.
Wow. And then now we're on to the NHL free agency. I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention. Sabres haven't done anything, so I haven't kept track. You know what we did put on here? Buffalo Bills training camp.
Well, you want to talk about Josh Allen going after Jordan Phillips?
Yeah, there's a fight. Micah Hyde got hurt and is back. Jordan Poyer has overextended his elbow today, so he's gonna miss
hyperextended.
Hyperextended, yep. Isaiah McKenzie's a standout in camp, which is good because Jameson Crowder sidelines and not getting as many reps. So it's good to see that Isaiah McKenzie is going to be able to play that slot role, that slot position, and have a big role in the offense. And Kaiir Elam is putting work in on Stephon Diggs, which is also another great thing to see. I don't know if you saw pictures of Tre'Davious White the other day, but he looks jacked AF. He looks ridiculous, Tre'Davious White. He looks jacked. And I guess James Cook has been showing out too, which isn't that surprising, especially because he's just a pass catching back. You won't really see that much of Singletary being that impressive until you put the pads on and take some tackles in the preseason. I think that's going to be a real job this offseason is that and offensive line because they don't have their 5 starters playing currently. So that's the 2 big things. And then you have the championship blue collar U.
Yeah, the basketball tournament is going to end tonight. Blue collar U, the former Bulls going for the $1 million prize tonight. 8 o'clock ESPN.
That's cool.
Horns up.
That's really cool. And what does that go to? Goes to the program?
I don't know. It's not going to go to UB at all. I think it's just going to go to the players. The players might donate it a little bit because they've had Buffalo Strong on their backs and wearing the names of the fallen.
Oh,
I shouldn't say fallen, but the people who were killed in the attack. But one thing that was posted on Twitter that was not a good look. After Blue Collar U won their first match, they have like these little signs like they like to like have them move on, but like they had the one guy picked up the sign like this, he held it like this, and just like acted like he was shooting. I'm like, ooh, it's probably not the best when you're when you're talking about when you're doing the Buffalo Strong like that, but
oh well, what are you gonna do?
That was not a good look, but yeah.
No, not at all. Well, I mean, that's our show today for being such a long and huge show. It was just about average.
You kept cutting me off, so that's probably why.
Well, I had the best. I mean, who the wolf is right? Who is the wolf is right? I am the best
you close it out then.
podcast host because I have the greatest transitions there are to exist. I made a transition through every single topic tonight. And there's only one way to end it. And it's I don't want to end it. That's kind of your thing.
Nope, it's you're the best host, so you can end it.
Well, I'm Mr. Capstick and his ET McAdoo, and enjoy your week. McCapstick podcast offline.